Are you a fan of The Twilight Zone? I watched old reruns growing up, sometimes authorized and sometimes we'll say not. It's interesting seeing some of the old episodes now. I thought it aired for years and years and years, but they were just like reruns. It only aired 5 years, 5 seasons. And the second thing, I really like the stories and twists, but much later on, really came to appreciate the writing. I think it's one of the best written shows of maybe the last 50 years. Jordan Peele recently rebooted, I think 2019, for a couple of seasons. We'll see what happens after that. And it's interesting seeing that again and then in color, because most of the episodes before, maybe all of them were black and white. So very, very different. But it's an iconic show for sure. And I'll tell you, to this day, I can't fly at night without pulling up the window shade and peeking out there, making sure there isn't a creature out on the wing of the plane. How about you? Yeah, has it affected you in some way? Do you think about that when you fly? A creature out there pulling the wing apart. At the same time, some of the episodes were very futuristic. Well, the future is here. The current state of technology and AI, we're now at the intersection of the Twilight Zone and Silicon Valley. Increasingly, AI and human services are beginning to look a lot like identical twins. I mean, sure, they're not 100% alike, but good luck telling them apart at a distance. We're talking chatbots so clever, you'd swear they're flirting with you. And I'm sure somewhere someone is already working on that use case. And when you get a live customer service rep on the phone, sometimes they're so scripted you wonder if they're auditioning for a role as series understudy. Companies are making really interesting choices around AI. Some great, great use cases, and others, like, I'm really not quite so sure about that. Shopify saw this blurry line and said, hey, why not both? It's people and AI. I mean, they built an early AI tool called the Kit app. And it was a marketing assistant that helped businesses with tasks like social media post ads. And then they just rolled it into their overall product and continued to enhance it over time. You can now create an entire store and site with just a few lines of text. That just blows my mind. But they didn't fire their human support team. They kept them around for the tough questions like how the heck do I optimize my online store? AI handles the mundane. Humans tackle the insane. It's like Batman and Robin, but for customer service. So there you go. Another 60s TV reference. So, what do you think? Are you team AI or team human? Or maybe somewhere in between? I spend a lot of time thinking about that question. The answer is, I don't know, as complex as a Rubik's Cube. I mean, studies show that people appreciate AI for quick solutions, but at the same time crave human interaction for more complex issues. There's some things that the AI is really good at. There's some things that humans are really good at. It's like using a microwave for popcorn and a double oven for a Thanksgiving feast. They have two different purposes, but it's not like you throw one out and only use the other one. It's the right tool for the right job. Get it right, and your clients feel like the Jetsons. Get it wrong, and it's danger, Will Robinson, danger. So here's the multi-million dollar question for brands. What is that balance? What does it look like? I think it's a fine dance, like a salsa, but maybe with a robot. You got to blend high tech with high touch. Automate the routine stuff like, I don't know, password resets, tracking orders, simple things. But when it comes to building relationships or handling a crisis, bring in the humans. And it's not rocket science, it's emotional intelligence with a dash of algorithms. There's no better time in the history of the world to be in business. I'm absolutely convinced of that. So, are you ready to humanize your automations or automate your human touch points?